You mentioned fleetingly there scarcity hotspots. There are some that are easily identifiable on the globe, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's basically those that are kind of hotspots already today. It's those I mentioned earlier. Southern Europe will become a hotspot. It's temporarily dry already today, but all climate projections see a decrease in water availability there. I'm not sure about the population trends. I think there's not very strong population increase there, so that's maybe a good point in this, but the water availability will decrease, and Mediterranean countries partly already depend on virtual water trade, and we see that this may increase in the future. But there's all countries in the Middle East and Near East, and in Central Asia, in Australia, in North Africa, South Africa. These are the hotspots of water scarcity now, and they will see drier conditions in the future. Even Central Europe and Western Europe, at least in some years, there's a strong tendency of climate models to simulate drier conditions, especially in summer. As we have seen in recent years, there have been very extremely dry years, and this is an indication of what we can expect for the future. We had this large-scale drought in Russia last year, which in the end affected their crop production, wheat production, and then had effects on the world market. And then we are at the point of virtual water trade again. We could ask the question if severe droughts will occur more frequently in the future, what countries other than the one where the drought occurs are being affected by this via the international trade system. Yes. This would be very nice studies.
The drought is being exported to other countries, isn't it?
Exactly.
All over the world.
Export of drought to other countries, that would be an interesting question to explore. So because we are dealing with droughts and looking at what their extent is, but we can also define virtual droughts actually, so the virtual watersheds actually of these droughts when looking at, well, a drought would decrease crop production. This will be seen in the area of drought, but it will also be noted in the countries that depend on those countries from which they import the goods. But of course, in that case, they can export the goods from other countries, but still it's an effect that you can see in the global trade system in the end, the effects of droughts.